It's like she knows when the fucking show is starting. Fucking weird cat, man. I love her. Kershaw, y'all, is in the building. So is Savage AF. It's me today. It's Dro Solo. You know the scene. When you see a shot like this, just me all big faced. That's all it is, y'all. That's what it is. I can't even get the logo behind me. I don't think. No. See, it's just me. That's all right, y'all. This is a Dro Solo edition of Savage AF. Thank you guys for being here. We appreciate you. I see y'all in the house already, man. Queen B, Breezy JJ, ZNat, Pam Knox, Queen B, Miss Adverb. Can't argue with you. I feel like that's not a true statement. That's your least accurate title. That is your least accurate title, Miss Adverb. And you know that. Savage AF, you know what we do, man. We're here Monday through Friday, live on YouTube and Facebook or Meta or whatever they want to change their lion ass name to. Ev Gatlin, I see you as well. Thank you. But Mondays and Fridays, we're here at 3 p.m. Pacific Standard Time. Tuesday through Thursday, we're on at 6 p.m. Pacific Standard Time. Lady Hazel May, all day. So you know what it is, man. You can catch us live. Oh, let me hit you with the scroll for sure. Bam. Savage AF. That's our YouTube channel. Make sure you tap in there because if you don't catch us live, we have all the shows archived there. And then you can catch us wherever you get your podcasts: iTunes, Google Play, Slacker, Stitcher, iHeartRadio, Spotify, SoundCloud. Getting through it for y'all. I didn't want to subject y'all to too much, but bam, bam, bam. Zig it, rug it, say it, oh, that's where we are, y'all. And that's the podcast version. So if you don't like to watch, you just, you're, ear heavy with your game. You may be out there driving on the road a lot, part of that supply chain, like some of our listeners. We appreciate you. You can get us wherever you get your podcast. So we appreciate that. IG is already popping right here. At Black Pedro. Make sure you're also hitting up at Comedian Shang. I think we got to spell it out for you right there. Bam. Okay. SHANG at the end. At Comedian Shang. All one word. Not Shank or Shane. Shanga. Like Shanghai. You know what I'm saying? All right. Today being a solo show. And I also need to cut out early. I'm going to keep it to one thing today. And I love y'all so much. So thank you for the support, Miss No Slick Name. So I get excited, when y'all come into the building. We appreciate that. But today, really, and just up until as of an hour or two ago, I was doing all right today. But at this point, I'm like really pissed and emotional. Yeah, man. A little bit stressed out today. JRA NYC, what's going on, fam? I see you in the building.
um, because went to the gym, had a good workout, boom, 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 feeling good about myself. Got back, turned on the TV, and it really had me like this.
Motherfucker say what? Yeah. Motherfucker say what? Say yeah, yeah, yeah.
I, caught a bit of the tail end of the trial, the closing arguments for the defense of Ahmaud Arbery's murderers. Specifically, the Captain Ritz, Captain Saltine himself, Kevin Goff, um, didn't want black pastors coming through, and caught that tail end of that gobbledygook. But William Roddy Bryan just being the just quote unquote just being the murderographer, the video murder photographer, he he might get off, and I could stomach that. Um, but when I heard like was it, Greg McMichael's attorney, what's this woman's name? Captain Karen Saltina. Um, Hogue is her last name. She's a Hogue ass bitch. I'm gonna tell you right now. Um, when she said that she questioned Ahmaud Arbery, a lot of the defense they questioned Ahmaud Arbery's presence there. What was he doing there? I mean, how could he? What was going on? Um, but this female blonde ass Karen Hogue is her last name, Hogue, I believe. Um, she literally in court today said, um, she was like, "What was Ahmaud Arbery doing, running through this neighborhood, whatever, in his long shorts with no socks to cover his long, dirty toenails?" I think she said khaki shorts with no socks to cover his long, dirty toenails. Yeah, man. I ain't gonna lie. I ain't even like, yeah, this one slaps hard for me because then you see, all right, yeah, this is why there's 11 white people and one black person on this jury, just specifically for that, to get one, two, somebody on there to just be like, but no, it was a nigger. Like Miss Averb said, just jogging, you dumb hoe. But yeah, that's Negro jogging is not a thing. Um, one of the other defense attorneys, I can't remember his name. I'm sorry, but he was like, there is no evidence from October of 2019 to blah 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 date in 2020 of Ahmaud Arbery ever jogging in this neighborhood before. What was he doing there? I'm like, niggas got to have a jog log now. Isn't that what Fitbit is for? Or like my Apple Watch will do that. Tell you where I jogged, how long, how many calories I burned, heart rate. It's literally what Fitbit is for. Not to say that Ahmaud Arbery had one. I'm just saying, what what kind of log of jogging do you have to? Was Ahmaud Arbery under a burden to keep that day or any day before that? But I mean, I don't. You can't jog in a new neighborhood. Get tired of the same fucking route. Running is boring. I was a top 10 2 miler in the city of Detroit Public High School League. Castech in the house. And yeah, running is boring. It's especially long distance running. It's really boring. Like mentally, it's like you got to really stay focused mentally because you're just kind of out there like, it's a long time to just be running. Maybe, yeah, maybe you want to switch up your route. Guess that wasn't according to the defense, that was suspicious behavior. Have never having proof of having jogged here before. But I'm sorry, back to the real thing. The long dirty toenails comments today really, when I saw a highlight of that, yeah, that bothers me, man, a lot. Because it really got me into a place for the first time with this trial with where I was like, oh wait, these cats might get off. And like I said, if the murderographer William Roddy Bryan got off with whatever, I'd be like, okay, I could see that. But the other two, especially the shooter Travis McMichael, I'm like, that it can't happen. It's like it just cannot happen. But now I'm like, oh wait, when you add Georgia with 11 out of 12 jury is white, with white dudes, with black guy with quote unquote dirty toenails. Oh, oh, this is an acquittal stew that they're putting together. And I'm like, oh shit. And today it just kind of hit me that, man, they might, I don't know, bro. It's hard for me to finish sentences right now because I don't want to say how I really feel. But if 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 there is no conviction in the trial of the murderers of Ahmaud Arbery, um, black people, we have a real like, and I know we have a real problem here already, but like we got like it's go time. Like I mean, and I don't know what I mean by go time in terms of go do what, but we got to figure out some either get the fuck out of here or get a piece of this motherfucker and kick everybody else out or some shit. I don't know the answer. I have a few different types of solutions. You know, some are diplomatic and some are not. But the reality is, this shit ain't working. If these guys do get off this, we can't do this, dog. Not in America, man. Like I was getting emotional earlier today. I was just like, yo, man, like, what the fuck am I watching? This bitch is talking about dirty toenails. Like she said that in court because she knows that 11 white jurors, one, two of them motherfuckers, that's all you need. You don't need all 11 to not believe, but you just need to hang that jury. Yeah, man. It's like with Rittenhouse. Like I knew, I could see at a certain point early in the trial, like he's gonna get off. But even watching him do it still hurt. Like fuck, I knew the outcome. It's like watching the movie Casino for me. And this is serious, man. Like I yell at the TV every time to Sam Rothstein, like, dog, do not get with this bitch. Do not give this bitch money. Don't give her gold. Like, I hate Sharon Stone's character in that fucking movie, dog. Like, I cannot stand that woman. And she doesn't exist. Every time I watch it, and I cannot not watch that movie. Every time I watch Casino, I am yelling the same shit at the TV, like, dog, don't do it. That's how I feel with the Rittenhouse case. Like, I knew what it was coming, and still it hurts me every time. But I didn't have this feeling. I did not have this feeling about the murder, the trial of the murderers of Ahmaud Arbery. Like, I thought that this was even with the all white, it's like you can't. Like, there's the dude was jogging. Like, I'm sorry, and they're not within the law of citizens arrest. Like, and I think the prosecution did a good job. It's like, look, you didn't see him do a crime. Man had no weapons and spent 5 minutes trying his best to avoid any contact with you, and you did not witness a crime, they do not fall under the burden of citizens arrest. Therefore, they had no right to encounter this man at all, especially in the manner that they did, with weapons, loaded weapons, against an unarmed man who is trying his best to just leave you alone. So I don't know, understand. I don't, it's hard for me to understand how this could ever get beyond conviction. Um, but today I got this real feeling that, like, holy shit, they gonna do this. And we looking at the video that one of the accused created with the idea that it would exonerate. And then if it does, I'm like, ugh. Pamela Knox says it's time to blacks it. Are we all going to the same place, or do we have a variety of countries we could pick from? Because I'm not against that. Like, my mama's side is from Trinidad. I'm very close to, like, investigating with cousins. Like, so how much would this tree and a hammock be? Because after growing up in Detroit, I'm pretty sure I could sleep outside in Trinidad year round, and be cool with it, lean with it, rock with it, go bathe in the ocean, purify myself in the waters of Lake Minnetonka. But I'm not against your Blacksit, Pamela. I'm for it. Just, we need some travel agencies or something, some black travel agencies. Some just you really at this point hope that, wish that the Marcus Garvey uh, steam lines had survived. But would have been a sort of fairly obvious route out. Um, Queen Bee Ahmaud was lynched, absolutely, and then we all see it, and so was George Floyd, which is why it was important to get a conviction there, especially with so much compelling evidence, visual, audio evidence that, hey, this went way beyond anything that ever made sense, and that today this defense really really leaned on, other than the long toenails, which was the most sort of explicitly racist thing. It's like a animalization, a savageizing, which we do a lot here on Savage AF. Okay, no doubt. Black Pedro, comedian Shane, you know what we do. But to do that to a single human who has been killed, um, in front of his mother, and it caused her to exit the courtroom. I heard an audible gasp. I don't know if it was from her, but definitely somebody in the courtroom was like, like, what? This kind of, man, listen, his khaki shorts with no socks to cover his long, dirty toenails. Whew, man, that's woo, 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 woo. So, um, yeah, I'm worried about this trial now. After listening to the defense today, because I see what they're doing. It's their job, and everybody has a right to do their job well. I believe I have a right to say "fuck your job." You know, some jobs are shitty. Some people are hired assassins. This is a shitty job to do. Probably pays well. Dangerous, sure. So work. You should get the hazard pay, I guess. But at the end of the day, it's a fairly evil thing to do. Um, I think that I don't know. I think in certain cases there should be a limitation to defense. If I'm not sure if this totally makes sense to even to myself yet, but like, it's like, all right, we know a man was killed. We see who shot him, and okay, so a man's been killed. Um, it's like, I don't know. We also know that he wasn't stealing anything or doing anything wrong. Like, the McMichaels did the wrong thing. Like, there's no, like, self-defense isn't a thing at this point. Like, no, dog, you're out here chasing people that haven't done anything wrong. because he's black. Like you shouldn't like we should be limiting defense. Like you shouldn't be able to argue that he had a that the McMichaels had a right to do what they did. It's just like, all right, you did what you did. You were wrong. Kid wasn't stealing anything. So let's talk about time. You know what I mean? Like, can we get past this bullshit in the justice system where it's like somebody has a right to chase somebody with a gun and and then take their life when they have none, no gun, no weapon, not doing anything wrong. Like there's there can't be any room to defend that. I don't think. Like I did, at a certain point that just doesn't make sense. It's like, how does anybody have a right to do any of that? Like that, it doesn't make sense. Um, so yeah, without being a legal head, let's stop some defenses, right? Like this, some of the self defense stuff is just no, just doesn't apply here. There's no. You run up on somebody with a shotgun, yeah, they're gonna try and disarm you when you point it at them. They can't run from the bullets. That's typically the theory. Is you know, run away from somebody with a knife, charge somebody with a gun. You're not gonna run the bullets. So yeah, but you know, admittedly, I'm worried today, guys. I am emotional about this the murder of Ahmaud Arbery, this trial, because I thought I was in a safe place with this. I thought that obviously Travis McMichael murder that you can't, like, the man, he shot a kid who had no weapon, chased him down. Like, what the fuck is a person supposed to do? What is this self defense right that somebody with a gun has versus somebody without a gun? It's like, what about that other person's right to defend themselves against somebody with a fucking gun on them? Like, if you have no gun, you have no right to defend yourself against somebody with a gun. That's what this fucking Trayvon Martin murder Zimmerman decision says. That's but it's hard for me even get back into a space. Earlier, I was in the space of what if these motherfuckers get off for killing Ahmaud Arbery, like, and it takes me back to pre Derek Chauvin conviction for murdering George Floyd. Where I was just like, man, if they don't convict this motherfucker, then I can't do America. And so this takes me back to that. Um, I'm down for Blacksit. Pam Knox, let's all get the fuck out of here. Yeah, I don't know where. I think there's a thing called African Ancestry.com type thing where they specifically tell you, what part of Africa and tribal shit you're from. I don't know if you want to go that far deep. Just throwing shit out there. Um, but I think we all might want to consider just a different place to go. Just let them have this and work it out. There really are some really great places on earth to live. Having no place is perfect, obviously, right? So if there's a little less amenities in some island country, fine. I got to live off of goat's milk or whatever. This is okay. It might be a better, simpler life. Savage AF, y'all. This is me today. Black Pedro, Dro Solo. I'm just breathing through an episode today because I really was just tripping. Oh, by the way, I'm sorry. I didn't even explain. Shang is not here. On his way back, he I can't even remember where he was this weekend. I'm sorry. Maybe Texas. Could be wrong. But one of his connecting flights got canceled. So he was stuck in wherever since like 7 a.m. this morning, and yeah, it probably isn't even back in LA yet. So that's why Shank is not here. Forgive me. I preoccupied with you know, America, because like this is even more dangerous than Rittenhouse for us specifically, right? Because vile Rottenhouse, I should say, didn't shoot any black people yet. So, but this you know video short film of the hunting of a black man in this suburban Georgian neighborhood, should the killers get away with it, will be an instruction. And look, I'm looking at right now in the background. Uh, they had the new Black Panthers out there. Some of them with arms. I'm like, I don't know if that's the solution, but I understand the sentiment absolutely. If you get my drift, um, but it does feel like some action, real act, not political debate or something, but like some sort of action needs to occur. So I don't know, man. Like I said, I don't have the answers, so let's continue to talk as a community. Um, yeah, let's work out ideas because I really, really don't know. Um, People are suggesting Japan to go to. Pamela Knox is looking hard at Japan and New Zealand. At this point, to be honest, I'm looking for a predominantly black place, or some place where I have family. So that's why I said Trinidad. But other than that, I'm like, South Africa. What's up with that? Um, what are the other places in Africa that somebody could potentially live, move in, and yeah, yeah, at least have safety in numbers. Just unless you have roots in any of those places, like New Zealand or Japan, Pam Knox. And I'm not doubting your wisdom. I'm just saying for myself personally, I'm gonna keep. I'm thinking if I were ever move, that it would be to like a black brown place, more specifically. But that's just me because that and that's what America will do to you. You know what I'm saying? Pam Knox said many African nations she would consider. Miss Adverb, apartheid's over, just like racism in America. Zenat Wallace is looking for Zamunda. Yes, when I say the boy got his own money, I mean the boy got his own money. Uh, Marcus said go to, and I believe Queen Bee means Marcus Garvey said go to Liberia. It was created for us leaving the United States. Man, now I'd have to check up on the history because I know it's changed a lot. Things have changed. You might be like, what the same neighborhood is not the same. But I feel that sentiment. Um, but this even this wavering today that I have over the verdict in this trial of the McMichaels and Brian. Um, yeah, man, it's got me thinking like, I gotta, or at least I'm like, all right, if I get a place back in Detroit, then Canada's right there, and I'm swimming right now. I was in the pool today, and I think given the time, depending on the time of year, currents or whatever, I think I could just get there paddling. You know what I'm saying? Get a little boat for moms and shit, and float her on across. And I'm like, all right, that's an international border. We could just hop, skip, jump that. What I really would do is go to Belle Isle, get to the Canada side, and then because then you wouldn't have to swim the whole river. It's working on out, y'all. If anybody needs any other trafficking or illegal immigration advice, please tune in Monday through Friday right here, Savage AF. Black Pedro, that's what I'm here for. How do you think a Negro named Pedro gets to this country, huh? I was born here. Shut up. Savage AF, you know what it is, y'all. We will be back here tomorrow. And when I say we, I think there will actually be a we. I don't want you to think I'm like bipolar or schizophrenic and have multiple personality things going on. I just meant Shang will probably be back. And then when I do this, it'll be somebody there. Um, but yeah, that's what it is, y'all. We will be back. Well, it's why will we week? We will be back tomorrow, 6 p.m. Pacific Standard Time. It'll be a Tuesday. Thanksgiving week. Wow, this year went by, huh? From insurrection to past the potatoes, man. We have done it. We are getting there, guys. All right. Tomorrow, please tune in. Savage AF. You know what we do. We'll be right here live, YouTube, Facebook, or Meta, what physical, whatever. Don't matter. Savage AF. Deuce. Keep your finger out your nose.